Hi, I'm Scott Patrick with Rio Grande, and we're going to take a look at an award that we recently received from YouTube for 100,000 subscribers to our Rio Grande YouTube channel. If you're one of those subscribers, we'd like to thank you, and if not, go ahead and subscribe. We do a lot of cool things with jewelry and help you do cool things with jewelry as well. We saw this play button and decided to go ahead and use our jewelry skills to create one ourselves, and we're going to go ahead and work this in CAD and do some casting and different types of finishing, chasing, engraving, inlay, pave, a lot of different cool techniques that we decided to go ahead and put into this buckle. So today we're going to start taking a look at that. Let's get started. Alright, so when the jewelry technical support team decided to do a piece of jewelry, it looks like this play button has the proportions of a buckle. So once we decided we wanted a buckle, how are we going to make it? Well, all of us are bench jewelers, and most of us can do most of the techniques that are possible, so we had to narrow it down to what we wanted to make happen. This is pretty much what we came up with. I went ahead and used Rhino to do the CAD work, simple extrusions. I left a channel out here for Pauline to do some inlay. There's some nice areas in the corners here for Shane to do some hand engraving. John is going to do some hand texturing behind here, and Phil will be doing pave setting here in the center. Of course, once I get this CAD done, I'll have to go ahead and send it off to Scott. He'll do the CNC milling and 3D printing on it, and Greg will be doing the casting. Mark will go ahead and sprue grind it and finish it, and we'll put findings on the back. John's going to go ahead and do that. And Ronnie is going to laser engrave everybody's initials on the back. So I think by the time we're done, we've got a pretty cool piece. It'll be interesting to see. So I'm going to go ahead and save this buckle. It's actually in 3 separate pieces so that we can do them all as separate pieces, including the inlay here. These will be lasered together. And so Scott will be doing 3 pieces, be 3 pieces cast, etc. So I'll go ahead and save this out and send these files off to Scott, and we'll go ahead and get started. See what we can come up with here.
Thanks for sending the file, Scott. So now that we have our CAD file, we've got 3 pieces we need to make. We have a main buckle and then 2 overlays that are going to go on top. So the main buckle we're going to be milling on our CNC mill, and the 2 overlays we're going to be printing on our 3D printer. Okay, so now we have the milling done. The 3D printer is almost done, and I will go ahead and hand these parts over to Greg for casting.
Okay, great. Thanks, Scott. Here they are. Here's what they look like. And we'll be taking these and treating them up and casting them. 500. Okay, so now that the flats have burned out in the smaller ovens, I transferred them over here to this holding oven next to the casting machine. So now they're ready to go, and let's start casting. Put that in. Okay, so now that we've got these cast up and they're looking pretty good, I've removed the sprues, but not too close. And I'm going to hand it off to Mark Nelson, and he's going to take it from here.
Right on, man. Man, these look gorgeous. You guys did a really good job.
Thanks.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a saw blade and kind of get as close as I can to these, to the main form, and use a saw blade, grinding wheels, and a file, and true everything up. So let's get started. Okay, so I think I've done everything at this point to get it ready for the next step, and I'm just going to hand this off.
Hey, thanks, Mark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make and solder the hardware on the belt, the back of the belt buckle, as well as I'm going to texture this little inside relief area here. I'm just going to put a nice gentle texture on that, just to make everything else pop. Okay, so now I'm going to pass this on to my teammate Pauline.
Thanks, John. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be doing a crushed stone inlay in the frame of the buckle, and I'm going to be doing it in this piece as well. We're going to be taking some cherry opal block, and we're going to be taking some epoxy, and that's what we're going to use to make our frame. So let's get started. So now that I've done the final polish and I've done the finishing on the inlay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this into 2 sections. I'm going to give the center section to Phil so he can pave it, and then I'm going to give this buckle to Shane so he can engrave it.
Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we'll get it off the plate. Since it's glued on, we're going to have to remove the glue. Then we'll be able to go in, give it a real nice polish, give it that super finished look, and we'll go ahead and get the buckle from Shane.
Hello, I'm Shane Hendren, and it's my turn to work on this buckle that commemorates the 100,000 followers that we have on YouTube. And I want to thank all of you for that. I've got it set in the jet set. The inlay's been done. It's all polished up. So now I'm going to do some layout and we'll start engraving. So we got all of the oxidation done, makes everything pop. The buckle looks amazing. Now I'm going to pass it off to Phil for his next step, and we'll see it finished. Stay sharp.
Thanks, Shane. Hey, these look really good. So now it looks like we've got the buckle done. We've got the centerpiece all paved. We've got the lower section for the centerpiece inlaid, and now we're ready to start assembly. We've got pins on the back, and we're going to laser weld those in place. Then we'll laser weld this center section into the center of the buckle and laser those from the back, and then we'll do some cleanup, and I think after that we're going to hand it off to Ronnie, and he's going to do some laser engraving. So now we've got the piece all assembled. A little bit of cleanup to do, but it's pretty minimal. And then we can hand it off, and Ronnie can do the final engraving on it.
Thanks, Phil. Now we're going to laser engrave the initials of the people involved in creating this belt buckle. Today we'll be using the LightScribe 50 watt along with the SamLight software. Let's get started. Now that we've done the engraving, the next thing we're going to do is polish it with a sunshine cloth. And then we're going to hand it off to Mark Nelson for the final product. Here you go, Mark.
Hey, thanks, Ronnie. So now I have the finished buckle in sterling silver, and it's really beautiful and awesome to see the whole team come together on a project and put their best work forward. It's in a really, truly amazing piece. And I think the next level is gold, like 1 million views is gold. So in the comments below, put down what you would like to see us make, and maybe we can make that happen. So thank you for subscribing and watching. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe so we can get to that gold one. Thank you.